rightly mentioned that there is a recurrence after the earlier surgery that you had and some chemo.
Yes.
And when I look at your history, I see you had a lot of trauma, a lot of grief.
Yes.
And I also noticed that you also eat flour-based foods, fried foods. It was a pattern before. I don't know if you are still on that pattern now. Okay, that was then.
That was then, yeah.
All right. Then you were also low on vegetables.
Yes, then.
All right. So right now, I also noticed you had a history of ulcer.
But it's gone.
It's gone. And you had recurrent infections. And you had infections, yes.
That was then. That was over 50.
Yeah, I am not saying that you are still having infection now. Because I'm only trying to lay a foundation, because if we don't look at where problems started, it's almost always difficult to solve the problem. Okay, so that's why I'm laying, these are foundations. That's why I said it's a history. Okay. You had a history of hormonal imbalance, a history of pesticides, cosmetic exposure. You applied some kind of cosmetics on your body that you may not be able to pronounce the name of the ingredient they use in making them. And you had a history of miscarriage. You had and you had a history of fibroids. So this is what I call a culmination of assaults to the body. Okay, so why I want to lay that foundation is so that you know that now we know where the problem is coming from. Okay, yeah. So I've often said that there is a direct correlation between the proliferation of cancer and the damage of the gut. The gut is not only the stomach. The gut is considered your second brain. The gut is considered the soil that determines what grows in your body. The gut is considered your seat of immunity. Most of the hormones are produced in the gut. The gut is you, because when people say you are what you eat, it is what you put into your gut and what your body is able to absorb, what your body is able to assimilate, and what your body is able to appropriate. That is what makes up who you are. Okay? So whenever there is a damage on the gut by exposure to pesticides, by exposure to harmful cosmetics, by exposure to medications like antibiotics to treat infections, whether in the past, whether it's recurrent, by exposure to preservatives in foods, by exposure to fried foods, that are filled with linoleic acid and the bad type of fat, these things will definitely harm the gut. And because the gut is seat of immunity, you will notice that you have low immunity. You will not have the capacity to be able to manage what could have been managed normally, including your metabolism. It will be in this array. So what we do now is I'm going to work with you through a protocol. And this protocol is designed to set you on the path of health. All right. So this protocol is going to put you on what I call the trajectory of healing. But the only thing I need from you is consistency. You know that I used to say consistency solves problem that strength may not be able to solve. All right. All right. So that is why we are going to talk about the program. I'm going to put you on what I call a mucusless ketogenic diet. And our main targets in this your healing will be to attack the key root drivers. And let me tell you, from all the foundation that I've led for you, we see emotional shock and stress because of the loss of your husband and issues that have happened to you in life. We see hormonal imbalance. We see inflammatory diet. We see exposure to toxin. We see immune and gut burden. So these are the things that we are going to attack. And I'm happy that you said you have a ministry where you go to pray. It's not because we want to rely on prayer alone, but it's because we know that you need what I call a social support. Because most of the people who are sick, if they don't have friends or members in the church or brothers or sisters or husband or wife that support them, sometimes it's not easy to go through this kind of difficult situation alone. So I applaud your having a fellowship where you go to worship, but we're going to go further. Our support for this your condition will be, first of all, to starve the cancer, to create a terrain that makes cancer survival impossible. Our target will be to reduce inflammation. Our target will be to improve insulin sensitivity. Our target will be to support your detoxification pathway. I'm happy that you have gone down for exercise. It's a wonderful development. We're going to hone your exercise to make it produce more results in the coming days and coming weeks. We're going to try to restore your gut and your immunity. And we're going to try to stabilize your hormone. And we're going to try to build emotional resilience. And now I am looking at what we will do for 12 weeks. So for these 12 weeks that we're going to put you directly on a trajectory of health, what I want us to begin to do, first of all, let's target on things you must have to get rid of completely from your diet. And number one of them is sugar. Sugar, soft drinks, white bread, fried foods, and wheat and flour based food. When I say wheat and flour based food, you have your cake, you have your biscuit, you can't snack on those things in the next 12 weeks. We want to lay a foundation of healing, because I want to prove to you that cancer is not supposed to come back if we change our terrain. And that one that has come back, we want to hold it at its root and get rid of it, so you can have your health back, so you can have your life back, so you can face God's divine purpose for you and for your life. Okay, we're going to get rid of seed oils. We're going to get rid of processed foods, alcohol by any means, even rice. A lot of people come into my DM and they say, Doctor, can I eat local rice? Doctor, can I eat so and so rice? Now, it's not because I'm saying rice is poison, but when you want to get into a platform of healing, there are things that you must avoid. Eventually, when you get healed, you can reintroduce these things because you know what you are doing. Okay? Yeah, so but for now, we're going to keep it off. We're going to keep noodles off. We're going to keep margarine off. Okay?
Okay. I'm with you.
All right, thank you.
Hello?
Yeah. All right.
I want to ask the sugar you're talking this oatmeal.
I know oatmeal, of course. Yeah.
Is it okay? Because I drink it like a pap once in a while, and I eat it like a bar, and I also eat dry potatoes. But that dry potatoes may not come. It's not something I will see often. My sister just did it for me. But the oats, what I've been taking for like 1 year.
All right.
I don't know if oats is okay, or you tell me the swallow to be taken.
No, we're not going to use oats, because remember, we don't intend to heal on the same trajectory that brought about the condition that we have. When we want to heal, you
Okay.
must have to do a complete U-turn. So I don't recommend oats, except you don't have money to afford phylum husk to use to thicken the swallow I'm going to teach you to begin to make starting today. But if you have
Okay.
money to be able to buy phylum husk, then you don't need oats. Ideally,
I don't know what the other one.
what I use oats to do is when I put it in powder form, is oat flour. And I use it to thicken the vegetables which you are going to be taking. Like now, when we talk about vegetables,
Mm.
I want you to be making what I call the super fufu. That super fufu is a concoction. You chop some cabbage,
Okay.
put the cabbage inside the blender, chop some carrots, chop some broccoli, chop some celery, chop some beetroot, chop some turmeric, chop some scent leaf and bitter leaf into the blender and blend it. If you don't have a blender, what you do for me is you buy a clean bucket, a clean white bucket, that plastic bucket that used to have cover. So you can buy
Yes.
these things in bulk. You can wash them thoroughly with sea salt, Celtic sea salt, or you can even use regular white salt to wash them
Okay.
properly. Okay. Then when you wash them,
Okay.
you cut them and you put in the bucket, cover them, and take an extra gallon of filtered water that you filtered yourself and add some baking
Okay.
soda in it and take it to the grinding machine where they grind tomato or where they grind beans. And then when you get there,
Okay.
you must get them to wash that machine thoroughly. Tell them that what you are preparing requires some level of hygiene. So when they would have washed it thoroughly, you see they washed it thoroughly and washed the machine thoroughly. You now give them that water that you have added some baking soda or salt so that they will rinse the machine again. And then you now give
Mm.
them your vegetables. They blend them for you. When you bring those vegetables home, you do one thing for me. You get a clean scarf and use it and strain the vegetable. So you can have a pulp and you have a juice. Okay? When you have a
Okay.
pulp and have a juice, now that pulp is what you chuck into your pot and steam for 5 minutes. And then as you are turning it, you can now add phylum husk to thicken it so that it can form your swallow. If you can't afford phylum husk, that is where you can now use oat flour as a thickener. Ideally, when you use oat flour as thickener, sometimes it will take about only 10%. Assuming you are using 100 gram of that vegetables, maybe if you add 10 gram of oat flour, it will be able to thicken it. If you notice it didn't thicken, you can add some more. Okay, after all, if we can do 20% of the oats and 80% of the vegetables, I think it's not a bad idea. And I'm going to also send you a list of these vegetables. This is my mainstream approach. This is my mainstream approach to target your immunity, to target your gut health, to target detoxification, to target cleansing of the body, to target holistic restoration. Now, apart from that, the soup you can use vegetable soup, you can use pumpkin seed soup. That's what we call the egusi soup. You can use bitter leaf soup. You can use okra soup. These soups are wonderful. If you're making okra soup, if you know the vegetable that is called hospital is too far. It used to look like the cassava
Yes,
leaf.
I know. I know.
Yeah,
I've been using it. I know.
very wonderful. As a matter of fact, I also encourage gardening. If you have this thing called cancer, I encourage that you start gardening. It means you can get those things, plant it in your garden, get other types of vegetables like cucumber, like garden egg, like pepper, and have something that is coming for you and that you're not depending on adulterated foods in the market alone. At least have something that is coming from you. And also, I've shared about gardening. I said gardening will even help you to get sun exposure. Gardening will help you to do what is called grounding, because you are making connection to the earth. That is how life was designed in the Garden of Eden before we got ourselves to where we are. I'm not saying we go back to those olden days, but what I'm saying, we can make little adjustments just to bring balance. Bringing balance is what our body is fighting tooth and nail every day. That's what is called homeostasis. But unfortunately, a lot of us are not able to achieve that balance because we have a lot of assault coming to us. If you were able to attend our lectures yesterday, where we mentioned a lot of different carcinogens that exist in our so-called civilized world of today. And that's the reason why we have proliferation of cancer. People are not aware. When people come in my inbox, they will be asking, oh, why did I have cancer? Or why did it come back after surgery? Why did it? It's because the assaults are there. So when we bring you to the awareness of the assault, what you do is to begin to take steps to avert the effects of these assaults, because they are there causing harm on a daily basis. Okay? So the bulk of what you are going to be eating, instead of snacking on biscuit or meat pie or thing, I encourage you to snack on garden egg. I encourage you to snack on carrot. I encourage you to snack on cabbage. Now, I talked about restoring your gut. Another thing I'm going to teach you, the second thing I will teach you to do as regards to your gut, because whenever you take an antibiotic, whenever you take a mainstream medication, whenever you take any food that has preservative, any sealed food, any food that comes in cartons and baggage, any food that comes in a can, any food that have label, maybe from NAFDAC or FDA in America, or any kind of food monitoring team, any food that comes in a bargain have preservative. The reason it has preservative is so that it will improve the shelf life. And my dear, what preservatives do in food is to regulate the activities of microbes in that food. Do you understand? So when you eat any food that have preservative, when it gets into your gut, it will also regulate the activities of the natural microbes that are in your gut, that are in charge of hormone production, that are in charge of digestion of food, that are in charge of assimilation of food. This is the same principle that I preach as regards to the soil. When we were much younger, you will notice in primary school, we used to do composting for our teachers. Our teachers will always have a garden. So when we go, we will cultivate their garden, we will dig a pit, and we'll take all the weeds we cut and pour it into the pit. We pour water, we pour a lot of things, and we cover it. We leave it there for 1 week, and then we come back. By then, it will be rotten and it will be brownish in color. So we start packing these things and reintroducing them back to the soil. Now, when we are packing it, we are going to begin to see some organisms there. We're going to see some pests, some worms, some microbes, even some things that we cannot see with our own eyes. But we are packing these things and we are using it to reintroduce back to the soil so that the corns we planted, the tomatoes we planted will do well. Now, what we are doing is we are feeding the soil with microbes, because without these microbes, it's always difficult for that crop, that plant, that tomato, that corn to assimilate the nutrients in the soil. Do you understand? So, but it is the microbes that form the interface that helps. That's why, like you now, we don't have a milling machine in our stomach. We don't have a blender in our stomach. So when we chew food, there must be something apart from the hydrochloric acid and other digestive enzymes. There must be some microbes in the stomach that are designed to help us to assimilate the foods that we eat, to help us to convert the foods that we eat, to work on the foods that we eat. Okay? And now, that is what we need for restoring the gut. And why I'm saying it is because I mentioned cabbage. And I encourage you when you chop cabbage, you can buy 2 or 3 glass jars. Okay? So when you chop your cabbage, like the way they cut it for salad, you can now pour it in those glass jars. You can now cover it with your own personal filtered water, except you can buy a clean water from any water supplier. But don't use tap water. and don't use tank water. Okay, so when you use that same pure water, add some in those glass jars where you chop things on cabbage, and add like 2 spoons of ACV, that is apple cider vinegar, and cover it and leave it for 3 days. After 3 days, that will be your snack. You can use it to eat avocado, you can use it to eat egg, you can use it to eat garden egg, you can use it to eat carrots. Okay, you can even mix it with your salad. You can use it to eat opa. You can use it to eat fio. You know these things. All right. Now the idea is because we want to reintroduce the normal microbes that will restore the damaged microbes in your gut. Those damaged microbes are the reason why I said there is a direct correlation between the damaged microbe causing gut dysbiosis and the proliferation of cancer today. My dear, 95% of the people that I have counseled that have cancer, I have seen a history of use and abuse of antibiotics, use and abuse of medications. They are treating malaria and typhoid every month. They are treating any kind of. There's one that came to my inbox and said he had fever, so he took augmentin. I was asking him, how did you diagnose, what inspired the augmentin? But that is a recklessness of abuse that people, they don't know the effect of taking an antibiotics. They think because you take it and the fever goes, so everything is fine. You don't know that you have damaged your gut microbe and you will need to rebuild your gut microbe. And even if we have a stable gut microbe, your body has the capacity to keep you in optimal health. Now, remember in the olden days, even today, I still try to do that practice. Our grandmothers, like from my own maternal side, my grandmother will go and get cassava, and they will chop it and put it in an old, maybe 50 liters can and store it in the dark room. And it will be there for 6 days, rotting, smelling. In fact, you can't even get into that room. But she will manage to use that thing and make the fufu. But today now we are used to poundo yam, we are used to semovita, we are used to gare. Nobody thinks about the essence of fermenting food, because when food is fermented, it comes with prebiotics, it comes with postbiotics, it comes with probiotics, it comes with a lot of beneficial, and the most important again, it is coming with a reduced sugar. Now that is why, if you notice, a corn tastes very sweet, but when you ferment it, you will reduce the sweetness. That's the same thing that happens when you ferment milk. Milk is sweet, but when you ferment it, it sours, it becomes yogurt. You understand? So there is benefit from fermenting, and that's why I want you to snack on fermented cabbage so that we can restore your gut. And I cannot tell you, because of time, a lot of things, a lot of benefits that we can get just by you going for fermented. Remember, this is an indirect approach to restore your health. You have followed the mainstream approach. They have used surgery, they have used chemotherapy, but the cancer came back. So I'm giving you a blueprint that will not only work, but that will put you on a trajectory of optimal health. The dimension of health you will begin to notice after 14 days in this program. You will be shocked that for the past 5 years, you have not noticed such health. I don't care your state now, but I'm saying that you will notice another dimension of health. Now, the healthy fats you can add here, I've mentioned avocado, coconut, even our palm kernel oil and olive oil. Well, let me make a simple, important note here. The third thing I recommend is what I call the guacamole. Guacamole is, you can chuck some avocado in your blender, then you can add some parsley, then you can add some mixed nuts. Now, when I talk about mixed nuts, I'm looking at nuts that will supply most of the minerals you need, especially for all the processes that brings in healing in the body. Like, we have the pistachio nut, we have the cashew nut, we have the almond nut, we have the walnut, we have the um, Brazil nut is very rich in zinc, and you know zinc you cannot remove, is rich in zinc and selenium, and these are very important minerals for restoring your immunity. Remember that the reason why you have cancer is because you had an overwhelmed immune system. So when you build that immune system back, you will give it back the capacity to act as a detective, to see cancer cells even before they develop and get rid of them from your body. Do you understand? So that's what I call the guacamole. And is the third thing that I am prescribing to you. You notice I didn't prescribe medication because you have had some. Now we are prescribing something that will not only solve the problem, but will put you in health permanently for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. Because nobody who does in life, health is garbage in, garbage out. That's why when people come and be complaining, oh, they think it's their uncle in the village, or they think some spirits are fighting them. I say, but when you went to the hospital and check, your insulin level is high, your glucose is high. I don't think it's your uncle that made your glucose high. I think it's your lifestyle. I think it's what you are feeding on. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So I don't say you don't have to pray against evil people. Of course, you pray against evil people, but you must also attack your own lifestyle, because maybe you are the evil person that is fighting yourself without knowing. Do you know how many people that die just because of ignorance? If I can spend 1 week showing you how people die from ignorance. 1 week, I'll be talking for 1 week just to show you how many people we have lost out of ignorance. The owner of Apple phone that we are using today is a rich man. He has all the money. He died from cancer. Don't you think he has the money to employ the best oncologist? I don't have time to, share. I think let us focus on why we are here. Now you need to be well guided. There's a proprietary juice that I suggest. Apart from that one that you will make, I also suggest liver and kidney cleansing juices. So that's why you will have your dandelion and you will have your milk testo. So I recommend milk testo and dandelion to support liver and kidney detox, because these organs often are affected. Because when you have this kind of situation, you will notice you are trying this particular medication, you are trying painkillers, you are taking a lot of things because you want to solve the problem.
No, I've not taken anything. God is just on my side. Apart from the chemo, over 1 year I've not taken pens, paracetamol.
All right, that is fine. So even the chemo, we will also need to get out the residues of the chemo from the body. Okay, no matter how small it is, we need to get rid of it from the body, because the effect.
The man wanted to kill me, so I don't know.
The man that gave you chemo.
Yes. So if I will do chemo, I will see my spirit leaving me. I will not get my sight. If I don't wear glasses, this last one, I don't know the concussion that man gave me. But thank God for everything.
Anyway, now what you do when you wake up in the morning, please, you do that for me. When you wake up in the morning, you take a glass cup of warm water, add a bulb of with lemon, and then with a pinch of baking soda. That's the extra thing you have to do for me. Okay, with a pinch of baking soda. So you can also be taking what I call the green juice. It's a smoothie where you can blend your cucumber, your celery, your ginger, and you can add moringa in it. Moringa happens to have most of the nutrients that your body needs. Okay, so if we can have moringa as often as once in a day, it will be fine. And the leaf, yes, the leaf. And I also encourage you'll be taking soursop leaf. You are going to boil it and be taking the juice from soursop. Is that okay? Yeah, you can take once a day. As a matter of fact, I don't need anything less than 8 glasses of juice for you in a day. You know, I have thought so much about improving circulation. And one of the things that will encourage circulation is hydration. Because when you are sitting at home, you may not have the tendency to want to go and drink because you don't have physical activity. But just like you went out now for a run, you notice you are thirsty. You understand?
Yeah.
So I want you to always feel that there is need for you to take juice. So you have to regiment yourself. When you wake up in the morning, start with a glass cup as I have prescribed. Now, maybe mid morning, you take another glass cup. That's where you can now bring in the one that you used to make the swallow, or you can bring in the water leaf, the cucumber and celery and this thing. And you can always add cayenne pepper to the juices that you are taking. Okay. But the idea is I want you to get at least 8 glasses of juice in a day. But remember, I am not suggesting it's for you to make up. You can add turmeric, you can add, just take 8 glasses. You understand? So it could be, you can even repeat the lemon and this thing that I told you about. So, but what I'm saying is at least get 8 glasses. But why I encourage it to be a structured liquid that is not plain water is because we need to rehydrate also with minerals and with nutrients. You understand me? But remember that I am not asking you to make pineapple juice. I'm not asking you to make orange juice. I'm not asking you to make a fruit sweet juice like the grapes that are very sweet, or watermelon. No, so I'm only focusing on vegetable. I'm focusing on juices that will not spike your blood sugar. This is a calculated lifestyle that will help you to jack back into health. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Please, sorry, before you continue, let me ask before all these things, all these juice and their food, do you have them to give me, or have you taken it? Or is what you're saying now?
Yeah, I can send you how you will be taking it if that is what you need.
Because as you're saying it now, even though I'm recording it, I may just, what happened to me erased my memory. Erased my memory completely.
Don't worry.
I became like somebody.
Yeah. Now, I've told you, because you have a history of ulcer before, I have I used to send down a probiotic starter kit to Nigeria. The next batch will be coming next week, and I'll try to. I want you to get one. So we are going to be making your own yogurt. You can use coconut milk to make it, okay? But when you have a particular starter strain, you can continue to use it to produce endlessly. And the reason is because we want to restore your gut and restore your immunity. Okay? So you are going to be enjoying some fermented foods like the ogiri. We have the iru. Iru is you know it now, and you know the opaka.
Yes.
And you can also take a bone broth. Bone broth can be even part of the liquids you are taking. Bone broth means when you buy like cow leg without meat, you can remove the meat and you cook it for like 6 to 12 hours. Then you can add cayenne pepper in it. You can add some other local spices that we use to make pepper soup. But you know, there's no meat in it. But then you can drink it. It will help to restore your health because it has lots of collagen and it lacks just lots of things that can help to improve your health. Then if you that you say you don't have ulcer anymore, I was looking in my book and I see that I prescribed slippery M for you. Slippery M, if you had ulcer, it would have helped to restore your gut lining and stop any leaky gut. But since you said you don't have such sensations anymore, I think you are fine. Now, the supplements you need, in the morning you say you go to exercise. My advice as regards to that exercise is I encourage you to do it when the sun is coming out so that you can also use the opportunity, use one stone to kill several birds. So you can enjoy the morning sun, okay? Because vitamin D is an essential vitamin and God have put it there for us naturally. It's essential that sometimes you can't get it from food, you can't get it from vegetables. So you either get it from sun exposure or you supplement on it, okay? So I'm going to send you a comprehensive list of what you need, and then I'll guide you on what you will do. Because of time, just give me 30 minutes and I will send you that comprehensive list to use. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So let me go out and tidy school run. Then I will send it to you when I get back. Okay? All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come, let's go to school. We can't do anything about it now.
No.
Let's go to school.
Why? No.
Do you need to wear cardigan?
Yeah.
Take your bag. You need to wear this. But let's go. Come. Where's your water bottle that I told you to bring from upstairs? Where is your water bottle? I told you to bring your water bottle.
I know what that now.
Hey, go late. Let's go. Keep that shoe. When you come back, I will do that. I can't do it now.